Welcome to the Underestimated Club. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Alex.
We're two moms and founders who've been told you can't more times than we can count, and we did it anyway.
This is the space where motherhood meets ambition and where business dreams are built between meltdowns and deadlines.
Each week, we pull back the curtain on the messy, magical, and often misunderstood world we navigate as women who are constantly underestimated by society, by systems, and sometimes even by ourselves.
No topic is off limits, from scaling a business with a baby on your hip to confronting bias in boardrooms. We're getting real about the wins, the wipeouts, and everything in between.
So if you've ever felt underestimated and used that as fuel, you're in the right club. Our episode today has Tannis Miller Creative Studios on it. And Alex started this in our first episode that we make the people give us an elevator pitch and kind of introduce yourself and your company. So if you want to introduce yourself and tell us who you are and why we like you.
Oh my, I should have prepared more. No, let's see. Okay, my elevator pitch. What do I do? Okay, I run a social media marketing agency. It's an agency now because I have a team behind me. I started as a solopreneur, really kind of like the one woman show, creating social media content, strategy, everything around the organic social media side of things. And I've been assembling my team over the last 5 years, and we've got everything really nicely, tightly packaged up in such a way that we've got a nice roster of clients who, we provide monthly services for. Usually a lot of them stay with me for like ever. And it's a sort of like rinse, wash, repeat monthly content is going out for them. And I do the photography too for some people who have that in their package. So kind of like a one-stop shop for organic social media marketing. But yeah, we don't touch paid ads really. We don't do a lot of the other things that some full stop service agencies offer, but we just refer to other companies that do paid ads and SEO and stuff too. So we have some partnerships happening. But yeah, we create the posts for the clients and act on their behalf is basically what it's all about.
That's awesome. That's what I did in my past life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I only did organic, and then I sold to my partner that did digital because they wanted to bring social media in-house. And I was like, okay, here you go. Goodbye.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's fun. You learn a lot because it's literally the front-facing piece of the funnel. You learn a lot about your audience, and I think it's a really cool
So when did you
industry.
realize that you've gone from being like the content person to now you're the CEO and managing a team? Like when did things get real?
Yeah. Okay. So I hired a business coach in 2019, COVID times. I was like, oh, this seems like a fun sort of project to work on. My friend had referred me to her. She's like, have you ever heard of Johanna? She runs a solopreneur business boot camp. Seems so cool. I was like, oh, and I looked into it and I just like bought it. I had a couple of freelance clients on the side, like still at my day job doing what I do, social media and brand coordinator was my position. And I started getting a ton of inquiries from all of the businesses and hotels. And that's how me and Sarah first, I guess, became even better friends. I was kind of known as like the social media girl, I guess. And it was just easy to find clients to the point where I had so many that I was like, I'm doing this business boot camp workshop. I'm learning tons from it. I'm so busy. Like I'm trying to juggle a full-time job too. And like also trying to be diligent at not working on my client stuff at said day job. So it became like a lot. I finished the course, got so much out of it, took it super, super seriously. It took me like a year to go through it and build my brand positioning statement and like my why am I different than anyone else? What am I offering? So I decided it was social media marketing. I really wanted to hone it down. At first, I thought I was going to start a business for resumes. I was like, I love building resumes. I love the personal brand of that. I love like pitching yourself. So it was going to be that, which is kind of random now. So then, yeah, quit the day job, busy, hit the ground running, really, really like busy right away. Everything was just flying at me at full force. And then on LinkedIn, I had a woman reach out to me and she was like, "Hi, I'm a virtual assistant. Have you ever thought about getting one of those?" And I was like, "Yeah, good call." I'm like, "Let's hire you." So we hopped on a call and she is such a rock star. She's been with me for 5 years almost. And she's my business operations manager now. She's not just a VA at all. She's got lots of raises over the years. Her title's changed. A lot of people grow within my business, which I'm really starting to enjoy because it's like maybe I should even formalize some sort of uh what's it called? Like when there's like a training. What's it called? Like when you're on when you're like what's the word?
Like a train, like
Wow, is it that early? Yeah, like
It's
I think it'd be
10:22.
cool to kind of like it's so early. No, I'm just joking. That's just my excuse. My coffee hasn't kicked in.
how many employees do you have now?
9,
9.
8 or
And you
9.
started
9.
how many years ago?
Yeah. But they're not all full time. They have their own positions and some are the girls who schedule the content, some engage on behalf of the clients packages so it looks like a real account and it's like a healthy, viable account. So a lot of engagement happens. What else? Yeah, a lot of them do the content creation themselves too. Some of them are now front facing with the clients. So I don't have to be on every call, which became too much. I was like really focused on wanting to scale in the last couple of years and what does that look like? So I've really made a conscious effort to try to scale. And it's been really growing huge, honestly, like really fast.
So what's harder getting yeah, you
Cut
go.
that out.
What's harder, getting clients or figuring out payroll and taxes and contracts and the legal?
Well, obviously that stuff, the latter. I am not an admin girly. I don't have that type of a brain. I hate anything to do with like I feel like I'm kind of financially illiterate if we're going to be really honest. I'm learning a lot over the years. No, that is not I like to outsource. I've got a bookkeeper and I've got people who take care of that stuff even though you still can't get around it. There was a whole 4 years where I didn't even pay PST and I thought I was going to go to jail. Like I literally didn't know that I was supposed to be paying it. I was like, why are my accountants not like making sure I'm paying these things? Like I'm not trying to be shady and not pay. So that was horrible. I was like, do I have to fold my business? Like,
Are you
so I
coming to
didn't
us
fold
live
my
from
business.
jail?
Literally, I was like, am I gonna be like Martha Stewart, like a white collar crown? Like, I really am not trying to be a bad person, but I was like, well, I don't have all this money to give you. I didn't even know. So starting your business is, yeah, all of the stuff that you're working on for your business, like the content creation. Like, I love that. Did I get into business because of my love of tax and money and admin? No. So I'm learning a ton as I go. But that part's so overwhelming, honestly, and it's getting slightly easier, but I think it's always gonna be tougher than the
Hard.
fun stuff for me.
Okay, one question I had was so your company is named after you. You have employees. You're trying to go from being the person that's getting clients to onboarding them to doing all the work. How has that been for you as you grow the business, as you scale to like set those expectations with clients that it's not always going to be you? And how do you get them over that? Because that was a big hurdle for me when I had my agency is I was so good at doing all these things. And then to
Yeah.
scale, you can't do it all by yourself. So how did you do that?
Yeah, and at first I kind of felt a little weird about it because I'm like, how do I just haphazardly say, "Okay, thanks for hiring me. Here's your girl, it's not me." Like, I felt a little bit like I was like, "Is this okay?" It seems like a normal business move, so I'm like, maybe I should stop feeling bad about that. So, I've just been really open and honest and transparent to my clients. I say, "All right, if they're a new client, I'll be like, so we've got a really great creator on your team who will be working on your stuff. I'm going to be overseeing everything. We're working on it together. I create the strategy. They report to me. It's like I'm doing it. They're an extension of me." So I phrase it in that way. And then there has been a few long-term clients where I have been their content creator, their account manager, everything for years. And then I had to make the decision. I'm going to shuffle this client off to Kat now because I don't have time. So that
Yeah.
introduction was, challenging for me. I'm like, how do I just do that? But honestly, if you just act confident, which I am with her, they seem to be like, okay, like we don't really care about like what's in the sauce. Like just like keep doing good work, you know?
How do you charge those packages? Like, how do you build that out and value your worth? And
Yeah.
then how do you make sure to grow that as your team grows and be able to afford to pay everybody?
Yeah, and it's a little bit for me like a guessing game. I'm like, "Kate, can I still," like, Carling will be like, "Kate, can you afford to hire another girl? We kinda need someone else." I don't know why I keep saying girls, boys are allowed too, but and I'm like, "Yeah, I think I can." Like, it's just like I just make it work. How I price the packages is really interesting though. My business ops manager, Carling, she likes everyone to use Clockify and time out all of the tasks, see how long it takes. She's like, I really encourage you to do this too. Also, it was a really good move because I was more productive because the clock is on and I'm like, I want to see how long this takes. So I should get back into that. But so timing out everything, seeing how really long it takes. I guess choosing your hourly wage is hard too, but I kind of picked an industry standard at the time. And I raise the prices every year a little bit, depending on things, but basically it all comes down to how long everything takes. And then trying to also mitigate all of like try to smooth things out is the name of the game. Like there's a lot of things that like tasks that shouldn't take as long as they really do. And just having a really smooth workflow and systems and processes and having that uniform across all of the people who work for me, I think is like the key. Yeah, hopefully that answered
So
your question.
when did you start building all those processes? How many employees in were you and
Ooh,
make it a priority?
slowly, like every day there's a new SOP being built out by Carling. And now we have a big folder in Asana. Um, Basically, right out of the gate, we had started polishing up processes and workflows and automations and really dialing it down. But again, yeah, the SOPs, we just started making those this year. And I think that that's making me feel really good about things too, because if Carling like isn't ever available anymore, if she gets hit by a bus, how is the business gonna, like it helps me know how to run the business because again, how do I manage all of these moving parts? I'm trying to be more cognizant of that because it's not good when the CEO doesn't know how to do things in the business. And I feel like sometimes that I'm like, how do you troubleshoot? Like, there's so many things in social media land, right? That there's so many problems. There's two-factor codes being sent out, and this email's wrong. And then you have to contact Facebook support because someone else, an old employee, has the email. Like, all of that stuff. I'm like, I don't really know how to do that, nor do I have any interest. But I think that that's something that I do when I get better at being able to solve all those things, even though I'm not actively supposed to be in that role every day.
Yeah.
Love that.
Smart.
Yeah, but
So you
slowly
run
just dialing it
Yeah,
in.
that's good. You run a lot of big accounts, so
Yeah.
clearly you've had, like, some good successes, but what would you say when it comes to content that makes it convert and not just look cute?
It comes down to a strategy. That's such a good question because when I started, I just have a love for aesthetics. Like my kind of like tagline was social media for aesthetic obsessed businesses. And I took that away because is it that? And is that important? Some companies no. I like things to look very polished and beautiful. Absolutely, especially at a glance. That's your first impression as a business. But how do I ensure that they're actually moving the needle in some way? It is all based on the strategy. So before, as we're on like onboarding a new client, I will always write the strategy. And there's a framework, of course, that I use for a starting point, a jumping off point. But then I dial in everything from the frequency of posts, like based on their package. What are the posts going to look like? Content pillars, the content mix. Is there going to be paid paid ads involved at all. Like we do one light boost in most packages. So what does that look like? What post are we boosting? Like everything just right out of the gate so that it's a clear picture. The client has that confidence and so do we. And, you know, my creators have a framework or a blueprint to sort of use as they create the content. But sometimes you can't predict something might fall flat that you worked on really hard and thought it was kick ass, but it's really like fell flat for whatever reason. And then that's just how you learn also about the account. Maybe it was the wrong time, literally like wrong time of day, wrong time of the year. Maybe it sounded like it was too generic and it wasn't talking to anyone. Just refining things all the time. I was gonna say when it sounds like AI too, that's just it. They don't like, social posts don't work when it's clearly written by AI. Even though I use artificial intelligence in like every component of my business, but that's one thing too that I find that they don't do well when it's overtly, you know, AI.
Yeah, with all the M dashes in between, and you can totally tell that I have always been an M dash user. So now it
Same.
sucks because I can't use them because people think it's AI. Like,
Okay,
I
thank you for
actually
saying that.
no, like I used to do content, like written content, and I would love like an M dash was my favorite little thing to pull out of my pocket. And now I can't use it anymore.
I went to
Rest in
journalism
peace, M
school.
dash.
RIP. I went to journalism school and I prided myself on the fact that I know how to use those M dashes appropriately, and it sucks they have to take it out. So I have started to, like in my copywriting, you know, like intentional little mistakes, more casual sounding writing, which kind of sucks. I feel like I'm cheating on my education. Like, why am I trying to dumb it down? Because polish is just not it.
Needs to be more real.
Yeah. Like talking, write how you talk. That always
So,
helps.
what's more important, consistency or creativity in the post?
Oh, consistency, like anything. Like if you were in the gym and you did really great workouts once a month, that would not do too much. You know, it's consistency because people are going to start to form that trust and familiarity, fall in love with you as their, you know, pseudo BFF. That's the idea behind any brand, really, and why you're trying to connect with them because it's all emotion driven, right? So you're going to try to really tap into what your audience wants. And I think that it's really important to be, again, buzzword, authentic, but it's true. And it's an art and a skill of how to, you know, pump out organic, authentic
So
content.
then, do you like reels or like a photo on a grid or stories? Like, what's your hot take on that?
Well, reels used to be just the way to get more reach and discoverability. They're still great for discoverability. You're going to reach more people. Carousels are very hot right now, though. And arguably, I'd say they outperform reels in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I love, you know, monitoring trends on social. Just like, I don't know, I think it's fun. I'm interested in it. So I see those a lot. Those perform so well. Carousels, the brand storytelling aspect. When you're, you know, you have someone lingering and scrolling, you have more opportunity to educate them in a creative way through storytelling messages. And yeah, the algorithm likes that too because the eyeballs are on the post for longer. And so I think reels are my favorite. Stories are great too. And I think everyone should be posting, if nothing else, their post from the grid to the stories every time because most people are finding content from the stories first. They're not necessarily going to land on your page. And Instagram or Facebook, whatever, might not even serve it up to you at all. So it's really important to, you know, try to take up space with that post and ensure that it's in the stories too.
I like
Okay,
that. I
so
think that's
then
hard
what
too because people are there's just so much to do, right? Like I feel like now with Reels and TikTok and all that, like to hop on these trends is a lot harder for small businesses that don't feel confident in social media. But then sometimes
Yeah.
to get someone to come in who is like a contractor, by the time you actually get the trend filmed, it's not trendy anymore.
Oh, yeah. That's so true. Like even the memes from like the Grammys or whatever, we build out
Yeah.
posts a month ahead of time. So that is actually, I would say, something a little tough that I would like to figure out
Hmm.
somehow. Because you're right, like some trends are supposed to be timely, and as soon as you wait too long, you look like a loser. Like, like
But there's some that come back around. Have you seen the one on TikTok where they have like that like Muppet and like they tell the stories like that are like
no.
awful that happened to them? Oh my gosh, you haven't it's like the
Why
I
don't I
Hear Your
know?
Voice soundtrack and it's like the Muppet and they tell like these traumatic stories with this Muppet and the soundtrack. And it's like these like crazy life stories and it came back again. And it's just like every time I hear that sound, I just laugh hysterically because it's these like horrible, like traumatic stories that are so embarrassing for people. And I'm like, Sarah and I could literally just have that as our life soundtrack at this point. Like,
You
Sarah, you
need to.
go anywhere with her, she's falling somewhere. Like, she's running into something. She's
Same.
spilling on herself.
Are we twins? We are the same.
We were walking into like the fancy horse place in Calgary and I fell on the way in, just like onto
We're
the
like, oh,
ground.
Spruce
took a tumble.
Meadows. We were at the Royal Canadian Cup and we're
Was that
dressed to the nines and she went down.
where wine entered the chat?
No.
No, this is like 9 a.m. on a Sunday. Not a
Oh,
single drop of alcohol.
I'm
This was just
a
life.
I take spills often too. I have so many bruises at all times and I don't know
Me
what they
too.
are. It's just like I move quick and I'm banging and smashing.
I was like,
I
I
think
like
we all have
broke
ADHD,
my
perhaps. I think that's a sign of that.
Perhaps. Yeah.
Okay,
Is
so
it
we're
a
gonna do
sign of
some
that?
rapid. It is, yeah. You just like you're randomly bruised. Yeah, I'll find the study. I can't remember. I read it somewhere. Okay, we're gonna do some rapid fire to close out the episode. So,
Yeah.
I'll start, and then Sarah will do the next, and we'll alternate. So, quick question: what's the biggest content myth that you see in social media?
Okay, let me think here. The biggest content myth in social media. Okay, that everything needs to look perfect and polished or else people don't want to post. Like, it doesn't need to be perfect. Post without thinking so much. Like, I think there's value in underthinking. I've worked for people before that overthought too much, and that takes the wind out of the sails, takes the creative spark out of anything you're doing. I like we said right before this call, like I think like under thinking about posts too. Um there's a fine line. You need it to be on point and hitting the mark. Like the message needs to be delivered, like of course it needs to be of substance, but overthinking the post and it doesn't need to be perfect. People don't post because they're scared to post. All the time I hear that when businesses hire me. A lot of the time they're like, "Oh, we haven't posted since 2022. Like we don't even know what to post." Like yeah, there are some companies that don't use social at all. And then that's fun too because when you have a client who isn't posting like hardly at all, we enter the equation and it like just looks bomb, like right off the page, like all the analytics are just like shooting out. It's just like satisfying. And then they start to see the value in social and we cross reference. Are you actually making more sales or it's looking good on paper? How is your business? Are you booking more appointments? This and that. So I think, yeah, if this is not a rapid fire answer, I think that definitely don't overthink the posts. Love it.
Okay, one confidence habit that everyone and every business owner needs.
A confidence habit.
Yeah, like what's one thing to win?
Um, I am a huge proponent of faking it till you make it. I think just like acting the part. If you don't, not everyone knows everything. No one is expecting you to know everything. I think just making sure that you like yourself and that you let your personality show through. I think that that's going to connect really well. Over even what you say. Just like don't worry so much. Just like the way I'm talking right now. I'm like, what am I even saying? I think
It sounds
just
good.
like
There's so many clips I can pull from this. I love it.
clip it.
Okay,
Oh
next
my God.
question. What's one thing that every business owner should stop doing immediately?
This is fun but hard. Okay, I think they should stop with the hard sells all the time. look, we're doing this promo. We've got this menu special. We've got like happy hour, like too many hard sells. We want to know about the vibe. How about show, don't tell? How about more behind the scenes glimpses and pieces and bits so that when it's all together at the end of the day, it forms a story. So again, yeah, show, don't tell. And yeah, less hard sales. Those are boring. People filter that shit out all the time. Can I swear?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We love to
Um,
swear.
fuck yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Empire and Saskatoon or global expansion?
This is okay. I do need help with that area. I don't really have a clear picture of where I'm very like success driven. I want it to be a very big company, but what do you think that should look like? Like if my name is attached to it, could it be a global empire? Like
why not?
I would
look at Tory Burch.
Oh my God.
Kate Spade.
I think I would like it to be I would like to be a household name for social media. Yeah, go big.
Around the world.
Global. Let's say around the world. I do have a client in England and some Ontario peeps. So it's growing in that way. And also this type of service provider doesn't need to be, in the city that they're providing the service for. Like I can work with someone in Texas if they want. That's the beauty of it really. And that's kind of why I started my business. I always said, I want to work from a hammock. I am pretty sure I don't leave this kitchen island very much. Like I don't even do that.
Do you have a hammock?
No, I don't have a hammock. I don't even think that would be comfortable. But it's just such a beautiful idea. Doesn't it sound like I think that I read like the 5-Hour Work Week once or whatever that book is with the hammock and the palm trees. And that really impacted me. I'm like, what this?
I like it. Okay, next hot take. What are you building next that we don't see yet?
Well, shouldn't it be a secret? Well, I guess I could give you some insight.
Well, you can show, don't tell, or whatever you said, or tell, don't show, or give us a secret.
Okay, I'm not. I would like to do more workshops and like trainings. Those seem to really attract people who are, of course, interested in what you're talking about. They're there to learn. They're there with their pen and their paper and they're filling out the worksheet that you sent them before. It's just such a fulfilling feeling. And also, why wouldn't I kind of position myself as a consultant? I think that I want to be more in the consulting realm and less in the weeds in Canva so much. I think that I want to, more workshops. It'd be cool to sell some digital products. Just passive income intrigues me. I don't know what that looks like, but it could look like a done for you content calendar or I don't know, or maybe just something like an ebook or those. Like I feel I want to grow with my services so that I can be more of a facilitator.
Well, I heard there's this really cool new co-working club in Saskatoon with a good boardroom that you could host events at. So you could host a workshop on like social media for business owners.
I love that. And the aesthetic is.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, like you could maybe I think one of us might know someone there that could hook you up, but.
That's a really good idea. Nice hard sell.
Yeah. I'm showing and I'm telling.
No, that's a really, really bomb idea. How did you guys start with this podcast? Were you like, let's start a podcast?
I think that Sarah and I are just at the point where it's like our life is basically a reality show. Like every time something goes wrong or like something goes right, which is like literally every day, we have a saga and we're like, holy shit, like is Ashton Kutcher like hiding in the bushes, like waiting to say like we're punked or something? And so we just thought like we really need to start getting our friends on this podcast because we're all very similar in different ways. Like we're all entrepreneurs, we are all hot disasters. We all have people that want us to fail. And so we just thought, let's just all bring each other together in this like club where we're talking about all the crazy things about business and having some solidarity because being an entrepreneur sucks sometimes.
It kind of goes back to, how Tannis, a little while ago, we were talking about the people that you surround yourself with and how the kind of as you grow that network and your life and your career, you need to find people that want to grow with you
Exactly.
and it was like, how do we talk to these people that we want to talk to and that we want to grow with and be like get to know or know really well, but like kind of allocate time for those relationships because we didn't really have a lot of them. And Alex and I have very different networks, but also
Mm.
like a lot that are the same. And we just keep kind of bringing people together that are fun, that we like to hang out with and that we like to talk to and drink wine with or cry about work or
Yeah.
things like that. And
Yeah.
we ask a lot of
We like to
questions.
cry.
Yeah.
That's
And
allowed. Go ahead.
we just have had like everybody we had, I think we're like 6 or 7 episodes recorded at this point, and like everyone we talked to, I'm like, "Okay, wait. So can I just ask you a few questions about like we just talked to HR Mackenzie from the HR Advantage last week, and we were like I was like asking specific HR questions of like
Like, I think
specific.
we're gonna get a bill. Sarah's like, "So in this situation, what would you do?" And she has her notebook on the side. She's like, "Okay, good. Thank you so much."
Look,
So I think that's fun too, is like a lot of our friends in this network are all subject matter experts on different things, right? So
Right.
you are like the social media, the content. Mackenzie was like HR. We have someone coming on next week who's talking about like business breakups and like shareholder relationships and things like
Cool.
that. So it's just been like a fun like dabble of different industries, but all the problems resonate between all the industries, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that is awesome. And I like the name, The Underestimated Podcast, because I know that Sarah and I will be in Pilates. I think once mentioned to her, I was like, I bet you no one knows you're like a big badass CEO. You're like, no, underestimate. No one knows. Like all the time get underestimated. And it's like, I could see, like, if you don't know, you don't know. And sometimes it's so insulting and jarring when you get that, like, feeling of they're not respecting you because they just don't know who you are. Like, not like, do you know who I am? But sometimes I feel like, oh, they probably think I'm a dumb bimbo. Why wouldn't they? I guess like I'm bubbly and they don't know me.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's our superpower, is being underestimated, right? Because then you can just be like, "Hey, fuck you. Guess what?" Like I've had so many men say, like, I'll tell them what I do, and they're like, "Oh, so like, is that like your business? Like you started that?" It's
Oh
like,
my God.
oh, like it's hard. Like you started a business.
That's
Oh,
funny.
and I also sold a business, and that always shocks them. Like, you sold a business? I'm like, yeah, I'm not a fucking idiot. I'm a little
Exactly.
like, I run into walls and I spill things on myself, and I'm a bit of a disaster, but like, I'm not an idiot.
Yeah, we're a confusing bunch. People like to put
Yeah,
us in
right?
boxes and we don't fit in the
It's
box. It's
so
like,
true.
what?
It's
Yeah.
so true. And Sarah's always like this, like sweet but not sweet. Right? So she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, like I have no idea." Like she's always playing dumb. Like I had no idea, or I had no idea that this was a thing. And like she had all the ideas. She knew everything, but she just like positions herself as like, I had no idea. And it's like I think that sometimes you almost have to play up to that sometimes, because then it's like, oh, okay, like, you know, she had no idea, and that makes these people who are insecure about themselves feel better when they're working with you, because otherwise they're like,
Whoa.
how are these girls doing these things?
Oh my gosh. That is so funny. I don't think I've really ever had a full conversation about these topics because I work for myself. But yeah, I love hearing you guys, I mean, I don't want you to struggle with those issues too, but it's kind of nice
Well, one of my goals for this
to
year,
hear.
maybe it won't happen this year, but in 2027, I want to do a women in business retreat where we all go to Cabo for a week, but we have like a
Sign me
full
up.
schedule. Okay, we're sold. I already sold my
I'm in.
first one. Great.
I'm in.
But it's like we go, we have it all taken care of for us, but like we spend time doing business, we spend time doing like just like some self-care, we spend some time crying, we do some wellness and Pilates probably, and then we do like some like vision board workshops. Like that's my dream for
Oh my
next year. So,
God. That's my dream retreat.
okay, well, I'll keep working
Absolutely.
on it. And it will be hosted by the Underestimated Club.
Oh my God. I'm so in. Like,
We'll film
that's really rad.
podcasts, we'll do all the things.
Film a reality show while we're at it. Some clips.
Literally.
I mean,
Literally. Can you
we
I'd love
all
imagine
to be
us
on
on a
them.
plane together?
Yep. Now I can't like unthink about it.
last time Alex tried to put her suitcase up in the overhead bin, she hit the guy in the head that was sitting.
Oh, yeah. Or we were in the Toronto airport last year, and I had a few too many beverages at the Blue Jays game before we went to the airport, and I ran directly into a glass door with my suitcase. Like I went down, and Sarah was there, and she just like she said like was texting me for like 3 weeks later, being like, "I woke
Like,
up in the middle of the night, and I just thought of you doing that, and I'm still laughing about it." Like, look at her; she can't even control herself right now. Like she's having a full
oh
mental
god, it's so
breakdown. This was a year ago, literally, and she can't get over it.
she just like
That's
the look on her
Look
face.
at she's crying. She's literally her eyes are watering.
the look on her face.
She was like, Alex like thought the door jumped out at her, and she was like, "What?" Like, oh god, it was so funny.
Those airport beers.
Oh yeah, the Blue Jays beers. Oh,
The
they'll
last
get
time
to you.
I left my phone in the Toronto airport, is just like at Pearson. I'm like, hey, like, so they had to. I'm so lucky. I always lose things, and they always come back to me though. Like I've left my camera in so many
Wow,
Ubers, and oh, it's
this
really
girl.
bad.
The
I
amount
always
of
get it
times I've
back.
had to use Find My iPhone for this girl when we're somewhere. I had to put her
You
on my
too?
locations that I can stalk her. So now, like, we were at like that, like, I don't know, mini golf place in Saskatoon. We went for my birthday. I lost my phone. I don't know where it is. So I had to go on to like find my friends. And then it was like pointing me, and she left it on an air hockey table. We weren't even
Oh
playing
my
air hockey.
god,
Why was she over there?
classic. You're just like,
Oh, it's summer.
it's so
We
Okay,
easy.
well, we need to wrap up because I actually do need to drive in this treacherous snow. So, Tannis, if
Okay.
people want to find you, where can they find you?
Instagram, all the places. It's Tannis Miller Creative Studios. My website is tannismiller.com or tannismillercreativestudios.ca. Oh my god, is it CA? Wow, I've had this for 5 years. tannismiller.com.
Excellent. You should buy the .ca as well, though.
I thought I did. I'm so confused. That's a Carling problem. Just kidding.
Ooh, what am I hearing in the background? Is it a cat?
Yeah, it sounds like a baby, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Podcast.
hi.
You're on a podcast. Okay.
Here, hold him up again. I want to take a picture of this. This is too good.
Hi, baby. Look. So
So
hairy.
funny. Well, thank you so much, Tannis.